I am constantly asked, what do I need to do to improve my speaking skills? And I always give the same answers. That is, are you sure the language you are originally speaking is good? Are you speaking it fluently? How do you know that you're speaking your original language fluently? In our case, like those who have English as their mother tongues, those who are not, if you're not an American or a British person, let's say you're an African and English is supposed to be your mother tongue. Well, to an extent, yes, but to the other extent, no. Those who can say that English is their mother tongue are those whom I would call the British, the Americans, or New Zealanders, Australians. Those can claim to have English as their mother tongue. But if you have English, that is, English is spoken to you while you were a child, but in the same house, those speaking English to you have other languages or dialects they speak, then English is not supposed to be your mother tongue. All right. And so you do have, because of the nature or the environment you grew up, you wouldn't claim or shouldn't claim English to be your mother tongue because there are other languages spoken in the house, although English was spoken to you at the earlier stages of your life or the beginning of your life. But those speaking English to you do not have English as their own mother tongue. So you cannot claim to have English as your mother tongue. But that's not the main issue here. What I'm trying to say is, if you grew up in such an environment, it then means that you would or should have some problems with English in the sense that you might communicate effectively, but you might have difficulties in processing with the language, processing knowledge or information with the language. I'm not saying this is applicable to all. There are some people who have relatively good knowledge of the language, but the majority do not have, even though they speak English every day. I discovered this problem or this situation when I came to France to study French. As I was studying French, my teachers discovered my English wasn't very good. And they told me that if my English is not very good, that I would find it difficult to process French language structures or the tenses or the grammar very well. And that was true. I had to go back to start studying English. I started studying English grammar in detail. Because of that, it gave me a greater vision of English and also French at the same time. So if you are in this position, in this situation, you might have the same problems, and that could explain why you've been studying French for so long. You will still find it difficult to speak it because the language you're using to process French isn't very, very clear for you. You should, or you are supposed to have difficulties processing French because of that lacune you have in your original language, which is English. So, in a way, if you're looking for a French teacher, I would advise you to look out for somebody who has got very deep knowledge of English language and French. Not only French, because if you don't have a very deep knowledge of English and then teaching French, you might find it difficult to process the information, and you might find it difficult to explain the same information in French to somebody who is originally English or who speaks English originally. So you see, these are a little bit complicated issues, but I'm trying to make it very simple. While you want to learn French, please make sure your English is good. What I mean by good is do have a vast knowledge of the grammar. If you don't have, look for a teacher who has this capability. That is, knowing English very well, the English grammar very well, so that he can transpose the information to you in French, explaining English grammar to you, and then transposing it into French as well. And that will open your eyes, and that will make you understand both languages better. If you do have one problem or a problem in one of the languages and you want to learn it the other way, you would always have the problems. You cannot solve such problems like that. You cannot wish it away. Until next time, friends, please keep speaking up.